It is afternoon over here in East Tennessee, and I greet you from Gatlinburg. And my congregation, First United Methodist Church, is known as Host to the Nation. We, for decades, have opened our doors in worship for the tourists and our seasonal residents who come from all over the world and all over the country. And so we're known as an hospitable community, and our church takes pride in welcoming everyone through our doors for worship, though we have had to close our doors since last March in order to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. And so our church family has made adjustments for the good of all, looking out for the needs of others. And yet in our broader community throughout Sevier County, in this region, we have so much tourism, and we benefit from tourism economically in many ways. We love to welcome people from all over the world and all over the country to our attractions, our hotels, our restaurants. And since the state has been open for business, we have seen such an increase in tourism. Families come here to work remotely. They can rent a cabin or a hotel room and have all the amenities they need here with internet and restaurants being open and attractions to keep their children entertained, perhaps while parents work, or internet connections if their children need to do their studies. So we try to provide all we can in good faith to welcome those who would come to our area. And while we do appreciate the revenue that brings to us, we also have concerns, very grave concerns. And of this date, in Sevier County, we have lost 99 lives to the coronavirus. And I was just noting that our one hospital in the county, one hospital serves the entire county. We have only 79 hospital beds, only 79 hospital beds. And so our community hospital does not serve Sevier residents only, but also these tourists who come in and experience illness while they are with us. So that's the limit of resources in our healthcare system. That's a concern. And also we have only one testing site for the entire county, only one vaccination site for the entire county. And the residents of this area feel that if persons would just do the small task of courtesy of wearing a mask, so many of these cases could have been avoided and can continue to be avoided. We saw such a spike in the number of cases after the Thanksgiving holiday because our county was wide open for business. And then we saw a spike after the Christmas holiday because all the business doors were open to welcome tourists or persons on holiday. And then we had the New Year's holiday. And this weekend, we know we will have many more visitors because it's the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday weekend. And so we have not had a reprieve really for rest for the employees. They're constantly putting themselves at risk. So many here are in the service industry. And many of our service industry population are ethnic minority persons who already are quite vulnerable to the effects of this virus. So we have many concerns. And I would like to share a few verses from the New Testament that speak to providing some wisdom for us as we look for a balance between offering work, employment opportunities so our people can put food on their tables, but also balancing that risk so that persons are not exposed to too much risk. And so I'd like to read from Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 and 4. Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility regard others as better than yourselves. Let each of you look not to your own interests, but to the interests of others. I humbly ask you, please, to consider the interests of others. And as I write to prison pen pals, I know of the concern in our prisons, so overcrowded, and many of them are having to spend additional hours in lockdown in order to mitigate the spread, perhaps. But I'm very concerned about the humane treatment of prisoners in our correctional system. And so I bring these concerns to you from our hospitable place, Sevier County, where we're working so hard to take care of many visitors. We're doing our best to feed them and take care of them. And we ask you, please, to help take care of our workers, our residents. And one concern I heard this morning from, I heard it twice. I heard it from one downtown Gatlinburg employee, and I heard it from one county employee. When you do make a stronger mask mandate, please help us to enforce it, because some of our business owners have gotten into altercations with shoppers and tourists who do not want to be compliant with the mask mandate. So we really need a stronger mandate and support and a good example from our government leaders. In our faith, we dwell in the sphere of possibilities, and we believe our God is a God of possibilities. While it might seem impossible to enforce the mandate, we don't believe this is an unreasonable request. It is possible for us to care for one another. Thank you very much.